Good evening, everyone. Under fire, under the microscope, but no longer under the radar.
All right, not bad for not having your scripts with you.
Yes, I think they may still be on the printer.
Jason Scott Kurtz.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
He can fill it up. I mean, he can score 20 or 30 almost anytime he wants to. So he's going to thrive. He's going to score, and he's just going to feed off that energy in New York. I mean, he's from Brooklyn. He played at Syracuse.
6'8" from Syracuse, number 7, Carmelo Anthony.
The former champion for the Orange comes home to the Big Apple. New Nick Carmelo Anthony introduced for the first time at the Garden. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jason Kurtz. Just like most everyone else that went to school at Syracuse, Carmelo, well, he's made his way to New York City. I suspect, however, his living accommodations may be slightly different. No studio apartment with a wall put in for this guy. And, well, it didn't take too long for Melo to get into the act on the offense. The rebound, little putback. And you know what Mike D'Antoni said, you can put Melo on any court. He's good for 20 and 10. He can score the basketball. The question is, how will everyone fit together? To a world now where floor burns are badges of honor and big stats earn you a seat at the cool kids table in the cafeteria. And it is cool to wear green, but few are envious of the Knicks lately. Losers of 3 straight. Their last win, well, it was Melo's buzzer beater versus the Grizz. Segway, Knicks and Grizz again tonight from the Garden. There's Melo wearing the green. Jamie, the question to you now, have you gone out and got your number 7 jersey yet? Good to see that Argyle is trending with the young kids. Not exactly baseball weather. Did you go with the long johns under the suit pants?
No long johns. No.
I'm not going to go that far yet, you know?
You want to keep the Jets
Get
alive?
through this weekend.
Please.
All right.
Jason?
That's fine.
Well, there goes this whole sportscast now.
No, I'm going to talk Jets.
Okay.
I have to do that. Jets fans, get out your crime scene tape. We got to talk DNA, blood spatter, fibers, and hairs, because Rex Ryan will be appearing on CSI New York, the coach of Gang Green, in L.A. this week, shooting. And while we're still waiting for some of the evidence to come back from ballistics, Ryan's episode is said to air this coming spring. Plot details haven't been leaked just yet. Perhaps he'll be joining with Gary Sinise to examine what else? Footprints. I couldn't resist. One more pigskin now, where Lawrence Taylor has earned himself many titles. All-Pro, Giants legend, Hall of Famer. Today, however, he's added another, registered sex offender. Plus, the Islanders embarrassing lately. Tonight, an embarrassment of riches on offense. But could they hold on? We'll light the lamp. That's right after this. To the ice now, where Kyle Okposo's likely been playing a whole lot of solitaire and Sudoku of late. The Islanders forward saying injury rehab has left him, quote, bored a lot. Things are about to get a whole lot more interesting.
I think his comment was, I think Isaiah's pretty busy getting ready for the NCAA tournament right now. I mean, he's coaching a college basketball team in Florida. So to say that he has something to do with this, we may never know, or we may not know for a little while. But like they said, you have to kind of assume what they're saying right now, that it was a team decision to bring Melo in at this point.
The Bronx Bombers doling out the big bucks. The Yanks acquire an elite closer to be their setup man. Rafael Soriano putting on pinstripes to the tune of 3 years, $35 million. Shades of the days of John Wetland and Mariano Rivera. Good evening, everyone. That is nice news for the Yanks, but that's for the summertime. Check outside. A lot of snow, a lot of ice, which means 2 things: a bad back from shoveling and a good game of high school hoops. Under the hoop, up off the window, Pride up by 9. Later, the lead down to 6. Candace Bond, shaken and stirred as she hits the jumper. Hofstra now 2-2 in league play. They are 10-5 overall, 77-63. Your final. Things have been a bit dicey in the Bronx of late. Luckily, they found that missing snake. Now, keeping the Tigers under control would be a different ball game entirely. And look who was back in the Bronx, the Moose. Mike Mussina on hand to throw out the ceremonial first pitch. Speaking of first, Mark Teixeira going to give the Yankees their first lead of the season. A 3-run blast. So much for being a slow starter. 3-1 Yanks. Now, New York starter CC Sabathia, he wasn't great, but the bats helped him out. Tied at 3 in the 7th, Curtis Granderson. We didn't even know if he was going to play. He has that strained oblique, but was in fine form right here off of former Yankee Phil Coke. Yanks up 4-3. And then the pen takes care of the rest. Up 6-3 in the 9th. Mariano Rivera doing what Mariano Rivera does. A 1-2-3 9th. The Yanks win it 6-3.
He'll make them better. He'll make them more exciting. They weren't going to win the championship this year anyway. They're not better than the Bulls. They're not better than the Celtics. They're not better probably than the Magic, but they're more exciting.
After 13 straight scoreless skates, last month the Islanders sent their 2008 first-round draft pick Josh Bailey down to the AHL. And while he was down there, something clicked. Try 17 points in 11 games for Bridgeport and a trip back up to the big boys. Bailey without a point in his start last night. Tonight, though, returning to form. The Mercury dip to the hearts of Jets fans fell even further. Sitting 60 minutes from the Super Bowl, the clock starts again in New York. Must now wait again until next year. A sold-out crowd in Pittsburgh. Temperature 17 degrees at kickoff, and you know by now the Steelers own the first half. Punctuated by this. Inside 2 to go. Mark Sanchez sacked by Ike Taylor. Out comes the ball. William Gay picks it up and rumbles in 24-zip Pittsburgh. But the Jets, they would make it interesting. Inside 5 to go. Sanchez to Jericho Cotchery. It's a 5-point game. Now inside 2 to go. Third down for Pittsburgh. A Jet stop. They get the ball back. But Ben Roethlisberger extending the play and picking up the first down and the AFC title to go with it. And while it may not feel like baseball weather yet, it was 39 degrees for first pitch. It is cold enough outside for hockey inside, especially for a rivalry that runs as hot as the one between the Isles and the Rangers. The blue shirts on the island tonight, leading 1-0. When all of a sudden things get a little ugly. Franz Nielsen gets hit from behind by Marian Gaborik. Nielsen leaves with what's being called a head injury. He did not return. However, it did seem to fire up his mates. 3 minutes into the second, this is Blake Como, the equalizer. We're tied at 1, and the Isles are not done there. Less than 30 seconds later, Redick Martinek gives the Isles their first lead up 2-1. Later, still in the second, now 3-1 Isles, when former Ranger P.A. Parenteau does in his old squad. This is his 19th on the year. The Islanders up 4-1. They go on to win it easily. 6-2 is your final. An impressive first season for Mo Cassera has earned the Hofstra basketball coach a 5-year extension. Newsday says the new deal is worth $300,000 a year. Cassera led the Pride to their best finish ever in the CAA. So they rewarded him for a job well done.